Hey everyone, so I'm gonna show you how I make my cabbage today, and it's just simple. So simple cabbage. I've cut up the cabbage, and in here I've put 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. Whatever cooking oil you have, you can use. And then I'm just putting in here about a teaspoon of mustard seeds. So the mustard seeds, I let them pop in the oil, and then once they pop, I'm going to add in, I cut up about 1 inch of ginger and 2 cloves of garlic. I just peel the garlic and then I chop it up, and I'll show you that here.
Did they play doubles but not together? That was the only time.
So this is the I cut up the whole cabbage. So this is the remaining tray that I'm gonna freeze. The whole cabbage comes to about 3 of the little freezer bags. This is what's left, and I've got my garbage here in this cling wrap. So I'm gonna throw this in the bin, and I cut this up and that. So it looks like a lot, but once you wash it, it's not actually that much. So I'm just gonna put the rest of this in here into the colander. So that's in there, and then I'll just show you how I wash it. So just under the water here, just rinse it out. I'd washed half of it, and then I decided to just cook the rest. You just turn it under the water. So those mustard seeds are still on the stove is on low. I haven't put it on high. Just turn it up to medium, because otherwise they won't pop.
Whenever Yala loses first round of 1,000 or first round of slam, people are saying she should be playing challenges. Playing challenges now, and she's in the final. So if she wins this, it will it'll answer those people's questions.
So you can hear them starting to pop.
Clean doors out. Yep, it is. The Yala's playing quality in the first round. We don't know who yet. We'll wait and see. That'll be announced after the French.
And then this is I'm going to put in the ginger and the garlic.
That'll be Yala playing. This French Open final is tomorrow. It's done tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be watching somebody up the track. Yeah, 24, 10 hours. 3 hours. The others always like to check.
I'm just wiping down the countertops while they're
the best player this year, according to the rank. Number 1 in WTA race to final. How would you be putting a team for a small event next week?
And then you can hear it sizzling. Drop my camera. You can hear it sizzling here in the pan. So you'll start getting that nice aroma of the garlic and ginger. I don't put onions in my cabbage. So once you get the aroma of the garlic and ginger, you can just add in your take it off here. there's any pieces of the cabbage that are too thick, you can just take them out and cut them. So I'm just emptying it all into the pan. Then I put it back on the stove. It's on a low heat. So I'm doing this so that my friends can see. I'm also putting it on YouTube. I was requested by some of the HR professionals because I put my photos, and then they said, why don't you do videos for some of the most pressing HR needs? And I just thought that since food security is one of the most urgent things that Canada's dealing with, this might be a nice way to show people, you know, how you can cook at home and how you can save money. So I have this stove just on, if you have numbers on your stove, this is just like on the 5 level. And then I'm just going to add in a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's it. I'm not putting any curry in this. So just, this is like a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You can always add salt later, but it's always better to put less salt and then add it in, because if it's too salty, then, you know, you can't do anything. You can only add in some potatoes to try to get rid of that saltiness. And I always wash my hands before I start cooking. And then just a pinch of black pepper, like this. And then you just cover it with the lid. You can turn it up a little bit to like a medium heat. And then I'm just going to add in a dash of water here so that it doesn't burn. And then I close it like this and just leave it to cook. The cabbage will cook right down. It looks like a lot, but it cooks right down, so it doesn't come up to like that much. But again, you can see yesterday or day before yesterday I made 1 sweet potato, and I showed you how that it gave me a nice big pan. So I had that yesterday. Today there's still a lot left in my fridge, and then I'll make this cabbage. And if you buy like the pita breads or you want to make chapatis or something at home, you can have that as a meal, or you can make rice and have it as a meal. And then that cabbage I cut up, I'm leaving it out for about 4 hours. Then I'll put it in the freezer overnight, and then I'll take it and bag it. So that's how you can save money, and it doesn't take long to cook, you can see. Then I did my laundry as well, so I'm gonna fold that laundry and put it away. But this, I hope it helps you. And yeah, it doesn't take long, and it's tasty and it's easy. You just have to buy your spices and just salt and pepper. It comes out really nice. And then I cleaned up. So while I put that in there, I cleaned up. I wiped down my countertops, and then everything's clean. So yeah, just because you work in one area doesn't mean you can take your transferable skills across to another area. And this is a nice way for people to, think about what can they cook at home, what can they eat at home that's nutritious. For me, I don't like buying a lot of the frozen foods. I do buy 1 or 2 things and keep them because sometimes I'm exhausted like everyone and I don't want to cook, so I'll take out chicken wings or I'll take out those trays of the curry and rice, but I also make my own and I freeze it, and that's how I do it because I like to cook. So that's what I do for me, and other people can cook for themselves because where I grew up in Africa, all of our priests, our nuns, they didn't hire people to cook for them. They cooked themselves. And even the work that you see them doing, like here, the sisters and the Jesuits and all that, they hire people. Even in the church, they hire people to cook for them. Our priests were not like that. Our priests did everything themselves. They cooked themselves, they cleaned themselves, they did everything themselves. So it's actually better that way because people have different tastes, people have different allergies, people have different preferences for food. So that's how I am and that's how I cook. And even when I went to university in South Africa at Trinity House, I used to help them. Something fell here. I used to help them to cook because we used to just draw up like a roster, and then we had teams that worked. We had one team that cooked like 2 days of the week, and then another team cooked the other days, and we rotated it, and then the weekends we took off. So whoever was cooking like 3 days of the week, the next week they would cook 2 days of the week, and then the weekends you took care of yourself. And that's how we did it for Trinity House. Something fell here. Just give me a moment. So yeah, so if you're at university and you are looking for tips as well, that's something that you can do, because you can see now it's cooking down and I have it on a medium heat. You just have to make sure that you turn it. So make sure that you turn your vegetables over, and then just stir it. Make sure that you stir it, and then it cooks all the way through, so it cooks evenly. And that's how I did it. And it's something that you can do if you're at university. You can form cooking groups. You can come together and buy your food in bulk and keep it in the fridge. So coming from Africa, we bring our skills here, and then we teach others here. Because here, everything is convenient. They like to just go to the store, pick up the frozen foods, order in the pizza, order in whatever they want. So if you're wealthy and you have money, you can do that. But for me, I'm always been paid very badly in Canada. So the next role I get, I want to earn a very good salary, and I want to be at those levels where they value me, they appreciate me, and they want to retain me. Not every time there's cutbacks, they let me go after I do a good job. So that's what I want to share for today. I put my sheets out here to dry, and I have a clothes horse as well. So for some of the things I do use the clothes horse, but mainly I put everything in the dryer and I run it overnight, and then in the morning I fold all my clothes and I put them away. It's not like Africa here. You don't have people to help you. It's very hard, and some people do volunteer work to help others, but for me, I do everything myself. So that's how it is. I might do some singing later. I haven't been doing my singing with Elvis. We'll see how it goes. I don't like it when they target me. So there's millions of people, but always they target me. They're bloody assholes, that's why. Swear them. I'm going to put this off now. Connection is slow. I know the connection is slow, but I need to end the thing. AI.